Scott Golden and the @POPerception Twitter account here. Today we're going to talk about it's your time. It's your time to do whatever it is that you're called to do in life. It's your time to make history and not excuses. It's your time to step forward into having stronger relationships. It's your time to own your life because this moment is all you have. When you are present moment minded, you begin to understand that there are no limitations outside of your mind. Yes, there may be circumstances that make life harder for you than maybe for others, but these are all perceptual shifts that you must make in order to truly own your life in a positive, progressive way. So often when I work with clients, they say, the changes I need to make are too big. I don't have the ability to make them because, and then they'll come up with a laundry list full of reasons. Now, there's nothing wrong with having things in place to protect you. Matter of fact, protecting yourself from emotional discord is a very important thing to do in certain situations. When you've gone through trauma or when you've gone through hardship, if you don't have the core to be able to protect yourself, it can be very damaging. But here's the thing, your time is now. It's your time now, because there'll always be a reason in the next moment that you can't do what you want to do. There'll always be a reason in the next moment that something will step in your way. A person will give you a reason to stop. There'll be a family member, a friend, a partner who is judgmental of what they think you should be doing. There'll always be a reason why you can delay it till later, but here's the thing. History is made in the now. History is not made in the past. It's not made in the future because the future doesn't exist. You see, every present moment was once the future. And when you begin to look at the present moment as the most powerful part of how you live, then you begin to understand how to own your moments. One of the most important things you can do is to see the way that the moment can improve your life in any given day and on any given moment. When you begin to see that you are capable, when you begin to see that you are more than enough, that you never give up. Maybe you don't have the knowledge exactly the way you need it to be able to do what you want to do now, but you can gain it. Maybe you don't have the financial resources, but you can hustle to find them, or find an investor, or find a partner, or find a sponsor. Maybe you don't have the social skills today to meet the partner of your dreams, but you can hire a coach. You can get with somebody. You can listen to motivational videos and speeches. You can find a way, and your time is now to do something. You see, when you have a positive relationship with your ability to make a change, that change will then become something that you can do. It'll become something that works for you. It'll become something for you and from you that has value. When you begin to understand that your time is now and not later and not next week and not when you have more money. You see, here's the thing. We all live in a finite world where we don't know what's coming next. Death is coming for all of us, and I know that's a sobering thought, and it makes some people uncomfortable, especially those who are worried about mortality or who have belief systems based around being good enough to ascend to another place and time in the world. But here's the thing. We never know when our final breath is going to be, so if you don't own the now, when are you going to show up? And if you don't own the now, then those moments where you didn't will become your biggest regrets. It's not what you do that matters. It's what you don't do that you remember later in life. It's what you don't do when you don't make the change or take the action. Sometimes people weird themselves out because they think they haven't made enough action, they haven't done enough, they haven't said enough, they haven't made a big enough impact, they haven't touched enough lives, they don't have enough, they are not enough, and then they'll limit themselves with that belief into doing nothing. See, emotional paralysis comes when you give yourself a rationalization not to take action. But taking massive action right now, today, in this moment, is the only way you're ever going to know if you have what it takes. And if you don't, that doesn't mean you can't get it. If you don't, that doesn't mean you can't grow. Matter of fact, every time you fall, every time you fail, every time you step short of where you think you should be, that's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to push your limits. It's an opportunity to go, wait, I'm underinformed. I'm uninformed. I don't know what I didn't do. I don't know what I didn't know, but I can still do something bigger. I can still do something better. I can still improve my life. You see, the now is where lives are saved. Think about it. If a medic showed up to save someone's life and they said, oh, let me wait until I finish my sandwich, let me wait until I finish my Coke, let me wait until they stop looking uncomfortable, let me wait until I can move this piece of furniture, people would die. You see, here's the thing. Your dreams are dying because you're not moving. If you're not moving, you're slowly letting yourself believe the limitations that you've placed within your consciousness, that you've placed within who you are. Any person can do anything. What that means is simply this: progress is possible. If you're breathing, it's possible. If you desire it, it's possible. If you work smart for it, it's possible. If you study, it's possible. All things are possible. And when you begin to see that just 1/10 of 1 centimeter can be the difference between a hole-in-one in golf and hitting the bunker or hitting the water hazard, you also begin to see that 0.1% of progress is better than where you were. So often people with big dreams go the all or nothing way, and they steal their own progress, they steal their own joy, because they don't begin to understand the value of what it is to really own their moments in the moment and go, you know what, I did it today. I did more than I thought I could today. I did more than I thought I was capable of today. I've done enough today. I am enough today. Because when you see yourself as enough, you will push yourself to levels you didn't think were possible. It's like jumping out of a plane. At some point, when you jump out of a plane, you have to have faith in the ripcord opening. We all have our own emotional ripcord. That ripcord is our belief in ourselves. It's our belief in our ability to make progress. It's our belief in our dreams. It's the fire that drives us. And yes, there are people who will doubt your ability to make your dream into reality. There are people who will push you to a level where you wonder if it was even worth it to try. But here's the thing. Those people, your critics, the people that make you doubt yourself, that make you wonder if you have it, the real reason they do it, that real reason is simple. The people that do that are individuals who are doing it to themselves and then projecting it onto you. Because your success, your forward motion, your growth, your writing that book, your raising a better family, your expansion of finances, your expansion of a better relationship draws them into alignment with one thing: the discomfort of what they yet have not done. And when people are uncomfortable, they either look to do one of two things. They look to change or they look to complain. And when a person chooses to complain more than they look to change things, what happens is that becomes their dominant way of being. Don't hang out with people, don't surround yourself with people who are more interested in complaining than conquering, because these people are not part of, no pun intended, your progress tribe. See, your progress tribe needs you to control your focus. You can control your focus. What do I want out of my life? What do I want out of what's coming? What do I need in order to feel fulfilled, complete, and ready? You see, that's the question that really matters. That's the question that really causes things to grow and go in a direction you didn't think was possible. It's not what you do, it's the why you do it. It's not when you do it, it's the now that matters. You see, there'll always be a reason for you to do it later. There'll always be things that could take your attention instead. But here's the problem. The things that take your attention instead don't lead you in a positive, progressive direction. Instead, they lead you into reasons to stay stuck. Look, every person that's ever made history, they have one thing in common. They have one thing in common, and that is they were doubting it, but they did it anyway. Just do it. Just do it because you deserve to. Just do it because it's worth it. Just do it because you matter. You see, here's the thing that really counts. When you show up and own that all you have is 1/7.5 billionth of responsibility on the planet, it's really small. but it's big because it's yours. It's really small because the only hands that matter what they're doing are yours. Don't let other people cause you to doubt yourself. Don't let what's going on in politics or religion or any other large thing cause you to change who you are. Whoever you are, own that. Realize you will have your critics. Realize you will have your doubters. Realize you will have the people who tell you all the reasons you shouldn't do, couldn't do, can't do, won't do the things that you want to do. And as you know that, say thank you. Say thank you to the critics because they're giving you fuel if you transmute it. They're giving you the ability to grow even though they don't know it. Because every time you take a critic and you turn them into somebody who was wrong, that gives you fire. That gives you value. That gives you that extra boost. There's no better feeling than doing what people thought was impossible. There's no greater amount of success than doing the things that other people said you couldn't do. You see, that's the thing that ultimately allows what's going on. That's the thing that allows what's going forward until you understand where things are and how things are. You see, that's the thing. You have to know that there's always going to be temptations to go and eat the food you shouldn't eat, do the things you shouldn't do, watch television you shouldn't watch, complain about things you shouldn't complain about. Focus on people who aren't worth your time or energy. Focus on the toxic rather than the tremendous. There's always going to be those options, but you have to believe, you have to know, you have to grow to the direction of the belief and concept that you have the choice, that the choice cannot be taken away from you because it's one of your birthrights. The freedom of choice, regardless of consequence, is your birthright, and you have it, and you will never lose it because it is part of your human experience. When you understand that, it is then that you know that you don't have to live in a resistant environment. There's nothing to lose other than the lesson that you gain from the experience. If someone says they don't accept you, so what? There's 7.5 billion people who with whom you need a few, maybe a handful to do it. The odds are in your favor. If someone turns you down for a job, so what? There's millions, if not billions, of ways to make an income out there. If someone says that your business plan isn't going to work or your talent isn't enough, so what? There's millions of ways to use it. Do you want to live with the talent you never touched, or with the ability to know that if you keep going, keep grinding, keep pushing, every great movie star, from Arnold Schwarzenegger to Sylvester Stallone to singers who were told they didn't have it. Years ago, there was a lady on Britain's Got Talent. I think her name was Suzanne Boyle or something like that. Anyway, older than most people should be to start off. But here's the thing. She did it. She got noticed. She had her moment. Now, what she did with it from there, and what we all do with it from there, is our free choice in the moment. Keep growing, keep going. But the reality is that you understand, that you know that you know that you know that you know that you can and will be challenged, but you are more than a conqueror, more than enough to get above your challenges, to go beyond your limits, to own this moment now as the definition of who you are becoming, knowing full well that there will be moments where you fall short, and that's okay. Accepting yourself where you are, but pushing yourself to where you're going, 1 foot, 1 inch, 1 second at a time. Because there is nothing beyond what you do with the second that matters. What you do now is all that matters. What you've done, you cannot change. What you will do, you do not know. But what you do now, you can be 100% present for. You are enough. Anyone that's ever told you you weren't doesn't have the understanding of who you truly are, and never let someone take that away. I encourage you to continue to listen to this channel, like, subscribe, comment. We love your feedback. Question: What are you enough to do, and what is it your time to do? Answer in the comments below. Also, we're doing a subscriber drive. Once we get to 100 subscribers, we're giving away a free monthly coaching package, $350 value. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell your colleagues, tell whoever you need to. Once we get there, we'll give it away. More details on the way with that. I remind you, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.